Straight ahead on 12 News, from bystander to participant.
I just decided, I needed to do something.
A Maple Grove man's triathlon motivation. Then, in Weekend Showcase, we'll show you how a local theatrical production will transport you back in time to the Deep South. But first, relief for motorists who use a popular park and ride.
We are building for the future here.
12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. Brooklyn Park commuters have been waiting for more parking for a long time, and on Monday they'll get it.
And Metro Transit is opening a new state-of-the-art park and ride lot that takes human comfort and the environment into account. Sonia Goins has a preview of the new 610 and Noble Park and Ride.
This is our newest park and ride facility, one of the largest that we have in our system, and it also has several unique features that we haven't seen before in other park and ride facilities.
Crews spent much of the day putting the finished touches on the new $10 million park and ride facility.
It's not very often that we add park and rides.
There's plenty of room for people to park their cars and trucks.
We've got 500 out here on the surface area. We've got 500 structured parking spaces.
The artistic building also comes with some very environmental-friendly features.
The return on investment here is getting better and better.
Geothermal heating and cooling will keep people comfortable.
And that'll be one way to heat this particular building when people are waiting inside for their buses in the morning.
Now, the park and ride also comes with a 40-kilowatt solar panel. It's expected to cut down on a quarter of the energy. There are 4 electric vehicle charging stations.
Right now, we're just allowing people to plug in and go and not metering them.
Another bright spot is the LED lighting in the parking ramp.
Our park and rides also have facilities for bikers.
There's also ample spaces for bikes.
Maybe they'll bring their bike on the bus, which they can also do, but if they want to leave it here, they can do that as well.
A new bus route will start on Monday.
We're going to be coming down 252.
Commuters will be able to get to downtown Minneapolis in about 30 minutes.
21 inbound trips every morning to Minneapolis using Highway 252 and I-94.
Metro officials say they built the new facility to keep up with Brooklyn Park's growing population.
Brooklyn Park as a community has grown, more jobs, more people, and we expect that to continue, and so we are building for the future here.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The facility opens with coffee and donuts Monday morning.
It was a double whammy for commuters using Interstate 694 in Brooklyn Center and Fridley Friday morning. 2 accidents just a couple hours apart brought traffic to a standstill. 5 people were sent to the hospital, and part of the freeway was shut down when an SUV rolled over on the 694 ramp to East River Road. Then, about 4 hours later, traffic came to a halt again as a truck jackknifed on the bridge over the Mississippi River.
Minnesota Congressman Eric Paulson continues his effort to repeal the medical device tax after a government report shows tax collection is coming up short. The report shows the tax is raising roughly 3/4 of the revenue originally expected under the Affordable Care Act. The reason cited is the Internal Revenue Service is having trouble determining which manufacturers are subject to the tax. Paulson authors legislation that would repeal the tax. Well, the days are getting shorter, and that means summer is coming to a close.
It also means local swimming pools will soon be closing for the year after a season filled with rainy days. As Delane Cleveland reports, one local pool found some creative ways to weather the storm.
On a hot summer day, the local pool is a popular destination for people wanting to cool down.
We're gonna go off the slide and go off the other slide over there.
Or socialize with friends.
It's a big pool. There's plenty to do. They enjoy it.
They'll have to enjoy it while it lasts. Sunday is the end of the season for the Crystal Cove Aquatic Center.
To be ending and people going back to their jobs or going back to school, it's always difficult, but it's nice to have had such a successful season.
The season began June 7th, and pool manager Gretchen Enseline says it's been a successful one, despite Minnesota's wacky June weather.
Sometimes it's really frustrating, especially for my staff. I always feel really bad when they're counting on the hours and then we close early due to freezing cold weather in June, or there's thunder and lightning that isn't passing.
Overall, though, Crystal Cove has a steady clientele. They say the challenge was getting new patrons to come this year. Weather takes some of the blame.
We usually go more.
But mostly, people had other plans.
Because we have a bunch of camps. Because I have baseball and stuff.
I think a lot of people are just busy.
Pool officials say that day passes were down this year, but thanks in large part to the internet and social media, they were able to make up for some of that loss.
We bought some pool passes off of Living Social.
This year, online coupons helped bring people in the door. Next year, staff members hope to get more help from Mother Nature.
I hope for all sun and beautiful weather, only thunder and lightning when the pool is closed.
In Crystal,
That will not happen.
Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Hundreds of people in Maple Grove will be looking for good weather Saturday. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains why the Maple Grove Triathlon has been successful since it started 5 years ago.
Okay, let me know if you need anything.
Stefan Roofs knows Weaver Lake Park trails are perfect for biking. Riding a bike has been a part of his astounding weight loss journey.
Last year I was already dropped 100 pounds, so I bought the bike and fell in love with riding.
But Stefan watched last year's Maple Grove Tri and couldn't resist a new challenge.
Well, last year I watched the race. I live in Maple Grove and I watched the race and was just blown away by the courage and the athleticism of everybody here. And I thought, well, there's no way I could do it. Couldn't swim.
So he was inspired to change that.
I thought, you know what the heck, I'm in my 50s, it's time to get over my fear of the water. Joined Lifetime, learned to swim, learned to run, and signed up for the Lifetime series.
Stefan counted on the Maple Grove Triathlon to be the crown jewel of his summer. However, an unfortunate collarbone injury will hold him back from the full race.
I'll be doing the bike portion, and I've got a swimmer and a runner, and it's just all about having fun tomorrow.
But he, like many of the 1,700 triathletes competing, say this race is too good to sit out.
It's incredibly well organized, and the people are just phenomenal, and it's in my backyard.
It was not only the course, but the local triathlete community that led Maple Grove native Lindsay Kerhietz to found the Maple Grove Tri 5 years ago.
There wasn't really a triathlon on the west side of the cities. And so knowing that we had strong community support, strong businesses, strong neighborhoods, it really just felt like the perfect fit.
The race has been a success from the starting gun. Last year, it became part of the Lifetime series of triathlons.
A key reason a lot of people choose the Maple Grove Triathlon is they really feel like it's their community race and having that local component, and it's become such a tradition.
That's Wyoming.
A family tradition for Terry Vanderwert.
Eagle River, Alaska.
And a goal.
This plaque from Hunter Mountain.
3 years ago, after the Maple Grove Triathlon, he decided to race in all 50 states.
Clearwater, Florida.
He's now up to 21.
Of course, Minnesota is my home and has been in my entire life, so it's always special to do this one.
In Maple Grove, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
There are 47 people who can say they have competed in the Maple Grove Triathlon all 5 years. We wish them all luck.
You betcha.
Coming up, a trip back in time to the deep south in Weekend Showcase.
And later in sports, local high school soccer players get their kicks in their season openers.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. A little water, buckets of suds, and some elbow grease from Zanewood teens volunteering in Brooklyn Park this weekend. It's a free car wash, donations accepted, for the Youth Employment Initiative through the Brooklyn Bridge Alliance for Youth. If they raise $100,000 by September 30th, they'll get a matching grant to help teens find careers. Car washes will be held this Saturday and Sunday afternoons outside the Brooklyn Park Armory. That's right by the Community Activity Center. An original Minnesota theatrical production will transport you back in time to the Deep South.
In today's Weekend Showcase, Neil Persley gives us a glimpse of When Momma Prayed. It's on stage now in Hopkins.
When Momma Prayed is a story about a black family living in the Deep South during the 1960s. Playwright and director Darrell Harrell drew his inspiration from very close to his heart.
Really, this story was really inspired by my mother. My mother is a praying woman.
Award-winning actress and Brooklyn Park resident Greta Oglesby plays Momma.
She's really the glue that holds the family together after her husband passes away, which is close to the end of the play.
Plymouth resident Jamel Anderson plays Brother Earl, a special ops soldier who joined the military and has left the small town. Anderson says the theme of God will provide is prevalent throughout the play.
We see how God works his mysterious hands in different arenas in different people's lives, and how our choices carry us on one wave and then on another. But all in all, God stays the same.
Mama is a praying woman, so Mama's inspiration and her strength, of course, comes from God.
The storyline follows the characters through the ups and downs in life, testing their faith when hardships come their way. Ida Pittman from Plymouth plays Diane, who is left to fend for herself and her 3 children after her husband leaves with a gambling problem.
She had to end up working in a field where she had to go and clean barns, feed animals.
Through it all, the positivity is undeniable.
It's very inspiring and takes you on a kind of an emotional ride. There, when the father passes away, it's a sad moment, but there's a lot of laughter, and at the end, it ends on a very happy note.
I think it's a very lovely, sweet, and powerful story to tell, and I think the people that come will be very moved by it.
For a Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley.
When Mama Prayed is running now through August 30th at the Hopkins Center for the Arts in downtown Hopkins. Tickets are $16, $20, and $24, and she said it looks like a powerful
looks like
play.
a great show.
Yeah. Well, coming up, a Crystal police officer says goodbye after 20 years.
But first in sports, Maple Grove looks to repeat last year's success on the football field. Jay Wilcox says that and more when we come back.
The soccer season is underway with kind of a lopsided game, though.
Yeah, getting started with one that wasn't as close as maybe everybody would have hoped, but still a good showing for one of the teams anyway. The State Fair got started Thursday, and so did regular season play for a number of local soccer teams. Park Center meets Maranatha in an all-Brooklyn Park girls matchup. Jill Rosby gets by the Maranatha defender and scores for a quick 1-0 Pirates lead. Later, a handball in the box gives PC a penalty kick. Molly Monson buries it for a 2-0 lead. Cassie Hemming takes the long shot for Park Center, and it gets by the Mustangs keeper. That one makes it 3-0. The Pirates add one more before halftime on a rebound goal by Rosby, and they go on to win this one 8-0. For a number of years, Heritage Christian Academy has played at Cooper in the opening week of the season in girls and boys soccer. Cooper is in white in the girls' game. Ali Snapko gets a breakaway chance, but Heritage goalkeeper Madison Lee comes out and makes the stop. This game's still scoreless at halftime. After some more Hawks near misses, Meg Gateco's throw-in is controlled by Snapko, who turns and will bury a shot under the crossbar. That's it for the scoring as the Hawks down the Eagles 1-0. In the boys' game, Cooper hoping to make it a clean sweep, and they get a nice goal here as Andrew Fitzsimmons with the corner kick on target to Jude Woody for the beautiful header. The Hawks lead it 2-0 at the half. Second half, Cullen Varhall curls the shot just off the far post. James Millerin wins the race to the rebound to bury it, and it's 3-0 Cooper. Fitzsimmons adds a penalty kick goal as Cooper starts in style with a 4-0 win. The Wayzata girls swimming and diving team should have a great chance to defend its state title this fall. The team that swam to the state AA title was very young, and all but one of those girls is back. The Trojans will be led by junior Madison Price, who is the reigning state champion in the 200 individual medley. Wayzata is always a top program, and the girls expect to challenge again for the title.
I think that there's the understanding that we're of the caliber that, we would hope that we can be in that mix.
I think it brings us together a lot more because we all know what we're capable of now. Last year we knew we were capable of it, but we didn't really know because we thought it was going to be our building year, but clearly it wasn't.
Wayzata will also be strong in diving with state qualifiers Val Woolman, Brooke Fontaine, and Nicole Fontaine all returning. Nicole Fontaine and Woolman placed 4th and 5th, respectively, at last year's state meet. The Maple Grove football team had a great season last fall, reaching the state playoffs for the first time since 2002. How will they fare this year? Here's today's training camp report. They're striving to be a consistent winner at Maple Grove, and it's working.
I think the fact we've had 2 good years in a row where the kids have played really well, I think now their expectations are at a higher level. I think they want to achieve things. They want to get to TCF. They want to do things like that. So I think early on it was how good can we be week to week, and it's still that way. But I think now during the off season and stuff, they're trying to get to bigger and better things.
I mean, I think it definitely carries over with the guys that played last year and the guys that got some time last year. But we need to introduce that feeling to the kids that are coming in and are going to play some big roles for us this year.
The Crimson had a perfect regular season last fall, going 8-0 and winning the Northwest Suburbans North Division title, ultimately reaching the state quarterfinals. A relentless defense lost some talent to graduation and will be a work in progress.
I think our defense is going to be strong again this year. We lost Emmanuel and Anglican. We're going to have to fill some big roles, but we have a lot of young talent coming up that I'm really excited to see how it pans out.
They're very young and raw. I think that we lost about 8 people on that side of the ball. Out of the front 7 is gone, and so we're still trying to find personnel and who fits where, but hopefully they can fly around, and we got some good guys in the secondary, so we're hoping they can carry us.
Maple Grove has some great core players to build around, including defensive back Adam Brandt, defensive back and running back Isaac Collins, defensive back Sam Franta, running back Clark Winicky, and 2 studs up front on offense who will also play a bit on defense, Coyote Awasika and Ben Schultz. The schedule is tougher this fall with Tino Grace and Osseo now on the slate in conference play and Lake Conference foes Edina and Wayzata.
We love all the competition we can get. We want to play the best teams out there. It makes us better for sections, for playoffs. The good competition only brings the good out.
The general feeling at Maple Grove, not as much of a sure thing as last fall, but great potential. Maple Grove is coming off a 10-1 season as Matt Lombardi starts his 4th season. 5 starters are back on offense and 4 on D. They open at Edina next Friday, and Coach Lombardi will face his former team, Wayzata, for the first time since coming to Maple Grove on September 12th. Monday, a look at the Champlain Park Rebels. So we kick off tonight for 3 local teams as well in football. Brooklyn Center and Park Center on the road. Hopkins is at home.
0 week, right?
That's right.
Yeah, all right, thanks a lot, Jay. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're gonna have us a crawfish soiree and some Cajun song.
Craving a little Cajun flavor? Well, Saturday evening is the night to go down the bayou in Golden Valley with a Cajun Crawfish boil. The event is a fundraiser for Prism, a nonprofit helping families in our community. The Golden Valley Rotary Club is hosting the event at the Brookview Park Pavilion in Golden Valley. Tickets are $50 and they can be purchased on the Rotary Club website.
That sounds like fun. Well, Crystal is declaring today Dave Oyaas Day as a longtime police officer retires.
I can't think of a better place to spend the last 2 decades, and I can't think of a better community to have done it.
Dave Oyaas has been with the force since 1994, starting off as a community service officer, and for many years, we here at 12 knew him as the department's media spokesperson. Oyaas is retiring after 20 years of service. Best wishes to him.
Yeah, congratulations.
And that does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Stay with us. Community Corner is coming up next. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you back here Monday beginning at 4.